I know nothing about Fate. All I know is that it has a cool name, and it's an anime about fighting this holy war, in which case there's a lot of cool people, heroes, and battles. So today we're gonna learn all about Fate from the ground up from Mr. Anime himself, Gigok. Let's have a little bit of a look-see.
The Fate series is one of the most expansive franchises in all of anime. In between all the games, anime, manga, light novel, visual novels, spin-offs, it's probably one of the most daunting franchises for any newbie to try to get into. A little while ago, I made a joke skit called Trying to Understand the Fate franchise, based around how confusing the entire thing looked for an outsider looking in. And
that's me, so I trust that we have a good teacher today.
Satire aside, it was based on many real-life conversations I've actually had with Fate fans trying to explain the franchise to newcomers. And every time that happens, I always hear, do you want the long version or do you want the short version? Because everyone asks for the short version, but even the short version for an outsider can seem like a convoluted mess of information. Thought you were going to give me the short version. This is the short version. But
okay, I feel like a 30-minute video on the short version that's good. I mean, sorry, the long version, that's fine. That's okay.
No one ever actually asked for it. I've always wondered to myself, what is the long version? Originally created by Kinoku Nasu, what started as just a single eroge visual novel has turned into a multi-billion-dollar franchise.
Wait, is it eroge? Japanese genre of erotic video game. Wait, what? It started as porn? Oh my god, what? Oh, I have that on my search. Well, that's fine. I search that stuff all the time. It's okay.
Franchise with more media than any sane person can wrap their head around. I mean, just look at all this shit.
What is this? Wait, no, that can't be all. No, that can't all be the same stuff. That's not all the same, like, timeline, right? That's not all the same space-time continuum. That's gotta be alternate realities, reboots. This can't be everything that you have to learn.
There is? There's at least 5. So it can be easy to forget how and why people became fans in the first place, that many newcomers may even forget to ask, what is Fate even about?
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I want to learn. It looks like, from first glance, some kind of medieval fantasy land, which we see in anime all of the time. Maybe like medieval Europe, something along those lines, with swords, shields, crossbows, even spears.
Don't worry, I got you. The basic premise revolves around a bunch of mages who can summon heroic spirits from Earth's real history or legends to do battle over the Holy Grail.
Okay, that's pretty straightforward. So you have mages, they can summon people, they fight for the Grail. So you could summon like Genghis Khan to come and fight for you. You could summon Heracles. Was he real?
Mythical royale between all your
The craziest thing is Fortnite is this best comparison you could possibly make to summoning up legends from alternate realities, because Fortnite has everybody in it now. Look at this. Look at this. Everything in this is in Fortnite. This is ridiculous. Street Fighter, DC, Team Fortress, Jaws, Fast and Furious, Lucky Charms, Where's My Water, Phineas and Ferb, I Am Bread. It's all in Fortnite.
Favorite people from history and legend to create the ultimate showdown of ultimate destiny. God, I hope my audience isn't too young to understand that reference.
Oh my god, that's such a, you know what, I respect, +1 respect point for Gigok for having a Ultimate Showdown reference. Alright, we're gonna do a test. How many of you have not seen the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny? Why is it playing fast? This was the GOAT.
Old Godzilla was hopping around Tokyo City like
one of my favorite YouTube videos from early YouTube.
And the Holy Grail War is just basically Nasu going, wow!
Yep. Okay. Yep. Hold on. Can I take notes?
Let's just cut the video there. That's all you need to know about Fate.
No, wait.
However,
I wasn't taking notes.
The lore of the entire Fate universe is unimaginably deeper than that. So much so that
she got stabbed.
Spin-off, anime, manga, novel, every single piece of Fate's media takes place in a coherent
there's too many. How didn't you run out of names? Fate prototype drama CD on ship Christmas murder case? What is going on? Fake strange fake. Lord Mellowolly case file.
Fitting somewhere.
Why? It's still going.
Timeline, which is also shared with Nasu's other works, creating this grand universe known only as the Nasuverse. So you know what I thought would be a good idea? What if I tried explaining the entire Fate timeline?
Good luck, mate.
Keyword being thought, implying it was me in the past tense. It was a shit idea. Explaining all the Fate lore and timeline in detail would take hours and hours. I mean, just look at some of these wiki pages.
Wait, no, hold on, let me pause. Okay, up until the Third Grail War, the vessel for the Grail, also called the Lesser Grail, was a literal cup. However, during the events of the Third War, it was damaged in battle, and yeah, this would take too long.
This isn't a wiki page, it's a fucking light novel. Saber lore. That time some slag at a pond threw a sword at me and I accidentally became the fucking King of England. So this is more like the long, short version. Or is it the short, long version? Or is it the medium version? It's an excuse to justify all the countless hours I've put into this hellhole. Obviously, there is going to be spoilers, but I'm going to try and keep focused on the lore and universe and where every series fits in the timeline.
After all, if I have no idea what's going on in the series, I'm immune to spoilers because I won't even know what any of it means.
Rather than what actually happens in any individual series. So
she's King Arthur? What?
Spoil your experience too much if you decide to walk into hell with us. So, with that said, let's start explaining all of Fate.
Here we go, baby.
It's not too late now, Garn. All we have to do is just turn the camera off and delete the file and no one will ever have to know.
Keep going. The Fate timeline.
You see that, Giguk?
Here we go.
That was Giguk 3 months ago. I've been putting off filming this for 3 fucking months. Just kill me now. Oh, 3 fucking months. This is my dissertation all over again. Hello!
Yeah, it's like me when I have to record another Nuzlocke video. I'm like, oh no. I have to play Scarlet and Violet again?
Hello and welcome to my TED Talk. To be introducing the Fate timeline, I'm going to be cosplaying the most powerful servant in the history of the Fate timeline. Steve Handjobs. But before we get to the Fate timeline, there are a few core concepts we need to bang out first so everything makes sense. Firstly is Akasha. See, Fate exists in this grand world of magic and mages where you can summon heroic beings from the past, present, and future. And all of this derives from Akasha. What is Akasha? See, Akasha is a metaphysical place that exists outside of time and dimensions that is the source of all events and all the souls in all timelines. And I like using big words to make me sound smart. Basically, everything that's ever happened and everyone you know.
Why did you use the Titanic as an example as a thing that has happened?
You can thank Akasha for it. 2020 as a whole? Thanks, Akasha. The Chad himself, Chug Jug's Fortnite remix. Thanks, Akasha.
Thanks, Akasha.
You thought you had a silent fart, but you ripped out a fat one and everyone heard it and stared at you and your brain still reminds you about it every time you were about to sleep.
Thanks, Akasha.
Fuck you, Akasha. So instead of wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff, this is more like wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey, goopy galaxy, diddly dimension, rickety reality stuff. Where
so it's like the warp from 40k.
Every timeline and every reality exists at the same time, meaning there are no spin-offs, every fate is canon, life is a line. Yes, that smarty dojin of Minamoto going ada on the order is canon in some timeline. You can't prove me otherwise. Are you with me? Good.
Yes.
This is
that's easy.
Because the end goal of every mage in the Fate universe is to find a way to reach the root of Akasha. But Giguk, why do all mages want to find the root of Akasha? Well, I'm glad you are.
I was just about to ask that, actually.
Probably confused viewer. I really hope you're not confused right now. This is just the beginning.
No, I'm good.
This would be a good time to talk about the magic system that exists in the Nasuverse, because as we all know, in this universe, mages exist and use magecraft, aka magic. Right? Wrong.
Yeah. No, I would never say that. It's a dumb idea. Who the fuck uses magic? What is this, Lord of the Rings? Of course it doesn't use magic. It actually uses...
Correct. What are you, an idiot? Why would anyone assume that magic and magecraft are the same thing? Look at this guy.
Idiot.
Typical man that can't tell the difference between magic and magecraft.
I know the difference, but I'm going to let Giguk explain it because he probably is smarter at this than me.
No. You got magecraft, the weak sauce imitation butter. Ooh, I can't believe it's not magic. And then you got the Chad true magic.
Yeah, of course.
Top tier gourmet shit. This is the shit real mages want to use.
You can do so much with this.
Shit Gordon Ramsay has to taste off and goes, finally.
So good fucking.
But what does it do?
Well, this premium shit can only be achieved by mages who view Akasha. And once someone gets that magic, that path to Akasha is cut off, and then the magic can only be used by the direct descendants of that original mage. Basically, no one has real magic and then trying to get...
Oh, there must be limited paths to it then? Because if you get to it, you get the Akasha, they get the Giga Chad magic that allows them to reshape reality or whatever it's gonna do. Everyone else has magecraft. They're like, oh man, we can't use that same route anymore.
The root of Akasha so they can stop using the peasant dollar store magecraft shit. Oh man, what if the third magic was just the power to create fate porn? But what's stopping all mages from getting to this mythical place called Akasha? Well, you have this thing called the counterforce. This is kind of
Okay.
like a safety mechanism that stops the world from going extinct because the Earth is actually alive and has a will, and don't worry about that right now. And the counterforce itself is made up of two parts. The collective unconscious will of humanity itself to survive, Alaya, and the will of the planet itself, Gaia. Online.
Oh, Gaia's a cool
Why
name.
is this important? Because the counterforce has powerful defense mechanisms, like being able to summon heroic spirits from Earth's history in order to defend itself, which we call servants.
All right, so if I understand this so far, you want to get to the Akasha because it gives you super amazing power, but the collective consciousness of humanity and the Earth are like, oh, whoa, buddy, we don't want you getting that there, fella. We're going to summon some spirits so that you don't get it. So the only way to get to the amazing magic to makes you all-powerful is to be all-powerful enough to get to the amazing magic, which is kind of like it's like a little loop.
Sound familiar?
I understood that reference.
So it'll intervene anyone trying to get to Akasha, aka the Goopy Galaxy timey-wimey place, and mages have to find a way around it. Are you with me?
Can you... Hold on, I have a solution. Max sneak, level 100. They never see you.
Are you with me? Good. If you're already confused, may I introduce to you the phrase everyone in the Fate fandom holds in the highest esteem as the holiest
I'm
words
good.
in our gospel.
What?
Don't worry about it. Why
Okay,
is the
cool.
cast of Fate Stay Night sharing a nice wholesome meal instead of trying to brutally murder each other? Don't worry about it.
Because you can't be stressed out all the time. That's why sometimes you just gotta kick back, have a few bevies, you know, maybe kiss a man, kiss a girl, just have a nice noodle dish, and then you can get back to killing each other. It's like in World War I, why did they have the Christmas truce to come and play football with each other? Because sometimes it's not all about blood and guts and more.
Do reality bubbles work? Don't worry about it. What
Reality
is
marbles.
The moon. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No, please don't
that
worry
not-
about it.
it's
Please
not
don't
just
ask
a
me to do
moon?
this. I'm not gonna fucking talk about the moon! To recap,
Okay.
you have Akasha, the timey-wimey, goofy galaxy, rickety reality place that every mage is trying to get to so
Sure.
they can use the top-tier gourmet true magic.
True
But
magic.
The only thing stopping them is the counterforce, which they have to try and find a way around. Did you get all that?
The only thing stopping him is the combined wills of the planet they are standing on and their entire race. It's not that bad.
This is all the background information you need to know.
Okay, I get it.
Before we start the timeline.
Oh, we haven't started yet?
Guys, we haven't even started the timeline yet. You know,
Okay,
originally I wanted
that's fine.
to visualize the timeline physically by having things stuck against the wall strung together with a string or something like that, like you see in that Always Sunny meme.
But it wouldn't work.
Then I soon realized I don't have a wall big enough. So that's why I'm using the green screen. Definitely not because I want to rip off Nakey Jakey. Now, starting right at the beginning.
You need a sports ball for that.
Any mages, before any servants, before any Holy Grail wars, you have the Age of God. So yeah, apparently right at the beginning of Fate lore, there was this period of time where gods roamed the earth with man, mythical creatures existed, and I shit you not, physics apparently just wasn't a thing.
That's awesome. Why in every series is there an Age of Gods where all of the gods just chill out with the humans? And then for some reason, at some point in the future, they disappear. They're like, nah, see you later, bros. Like, the gods would ever want to hang out with us. Have you seen us? Have you seen Twitter replies to news articles? No gods that self-respect themselves enough would ever want to hang out with us. They'd already be off to heaven or Valhalla or Yggdrasil or wherever they come from.
Apparently this thing called mystery governed the law of the worlds, which I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Don't worry about it. Like, I just imagine in my head some ancient humans trying to let go of an apple and physics tries to drop it and mystery's like, no. We do not do that here. And then the apple just flies off to fucking Narnia. But everything changed when the Sepher nation attacked. Or just Sepher. This
Whoa, hey, hold on. Wait, go back to that one? Okay, that's like, why are her hands so big? Why does she have dice in her hands? Oh, she's a D&D player. She has some D20s inside of her hands. And belly, apparently.
next time period is called Deterioration. This time
that's not good.
Sepher invaded and destroyed most of the world and was only beaten back by this mighty sword called Excalibur. After the attack, the gods weaken a bit, mystery starts to wane, and physics is like, yo, is anyone gonna drop that apple? Which takes us
We make
to
gravity.
separation. So the gods are a little pissed that they can't go down to Earth anymore because they're so weak, so they make Gilgamesh, who's 2/3 god. Because gods don't give a shit about maths, apparently. With the intention of making him the keystone to connect the gods and the humans. Now, for anyone not familiar with the Fate verse, how can I explain Gilgamesh?
Can I just say Gilgamesh is the coolest name of all time? I've never read the Epic of Gilgamesh. I don't need to. I know it bangs. Just because the character is called Gilgamesh. That's a sick name.
You know that one meme, is this some peasant joke I'm too poor to understand? Well, imagine if that meme was reincarnated as a person.
Oh no, is he a Tory? He's a Tory, isn't he? Ah, he's a dickhead.
That's Gilgamesh. So yeah, he decides to rebel and the gods were like, no. This guy? This guy doesn't want to take orders from us? No, come on, you're joshing us right now. This is a prank. Come on, where are the hidden cameras? I'm on MTV Punk'd, aren't I? And so with that, the gods cannot interfere with humans anymore. And
why don't they just make another one? Oh, because they're already so weak and pathetic and useless already. They're not really gods at that point, are they?
thus begins the Age of Man. From the year 0 AD, the human population explodes, magic and magecraft is replaced with science, and most importantly, physics exists now, guys! Yeah!
Let's go! We made gravity!
Party popper, but I completely forgot to.
Wow, he's really doing that motion. Gigak, you're really doing that motion right now.
Party popper in this video, please.
There. Wow. Yeah, that's not what I imagined.
Mystery. I have E equals MC squared. Okay, remember right at the beginning of this video when I said the Fate franchise was about this thing called the Holy Grail?
Yup.
Well, we can finally start talking about the Holy Grail. See, the Grail is touted as this omnipotent, magical, wish-granting device, and that's only partially true. See, around the 1800s, these epic magic gamer girls, called the Einsburns family, figured out a way to the root of Akasha. That place that gives you true epic gamer magic.
Nice. I was gonna say, can you not just use the Holy Grail to be like, I wish to go to Akasha, and it's like, all right, here we go, boys.
Using the Holy Grail to summon 7 heroic spirits and then sacrifice them, and using that mana to summon an even greater Grail called the Greater Grail, which has access to the root of Akasha.
Oh, the normal one can't get there. Right, got you. So you have to do some kind of like weird ritual sacrifice. That's a bit strange, but okay.
But of course, all the various magic gamer girls and boys couldn't agree on who would actually get
Sabrina.
access to this magic. So they decided to have a meeting to decide. One could even say that it was a magic. The Gathering. Here in Fate, we just call this the Holy Grail War. Which finally leads us to the timelines to all the wars so far. Oh, I can't believe I flunked world history and I'm about to recite the entire history of some fictional war that happened. Okay, so you got like the first Holy Grail War, which happened around the 1800s. This is when the 3 main mage families, the Einsburns, the Toesuckers, and the Matos, couldn't agree on.
Why is he so wrinkly? Dude, this one guy, like we have like cute little anime girl, like suave anime guy, and then wrinkly old cabbage.
Who could get access to the Grail. So they were like, guys, we've got a bunch of servants lying about. Tournament arc, tournament arc, tournament arc, tournament arc, tour! This was hardly what
is the entire series a tournament arc? Also, we could call this the 100 Years War because it's in the 1800s. Is that when the 100 Years War happened? No, the 100 Years War did not take place in the 1800s. It was the 1300s to the 1400s. Never mind, I'm a moron.
Actual war though, and more like a 3 AM brawl at the local mage pub, which ended because everyone got bored and time ran out. Then came the second Holy Grail War in the 1860s with the same parties involved, but this time everyone went a bit fucking mental because everyone died, nobody won, and future generations were like, wait a minute, do we need rules?
Is war bad, guys? Wait, okay, so no one won the second one. Did someone win the first one? Did they get to the root of Akasha? I imagine not, because then they just have the all-powerful magic. Has anyone actually gotten there before? How do we know that this works? What if you just get there and you're like, give me the magic, bro, and they're like, no, sorry, man, I don't really want to, so nope.
What the fuck is a Geneva Convention? Then came the third Holy Grail War in the 1930s, where the
wait. Hold on. Big war broke out in the 1930s. That's a little close to, you know.
Bob, because they're just like,
So who are the Germans in this one?
Holy Grail? God, are we allowed to copy strike that? And everyone's happy with that because they can enforce the rules. So the church is like, all right, gamers, I want a fair fight. No going for the eyes, no kicking below the belt, and for God's sakes, no summoning any illegal servants. So then,
wait, what's an illegal servant? I'm pretty sure anything goes in this, right? Is an illegal servant one that spawns with like an AK-47? Or you just spawn a nuclear bomb and you're like, this is my servant now.
The Einsburn summon an illegal servant. And so they get this totally new servant called Angra Mayu, aka...
He's called Angra? His name is Angra? That's his on the nose is Angron from 40k. Oh, he's the angry guy who fights a lot.
Angry Mango, who's meant to be this super badass, ultra OP new servant that auto wins them the war, except lol, JK is actually super weak and dies, and is literally so angry he gives the Grail food poisoning. Then
Okay, so why are we so against the illegal ones if they actually suck?
We've got the fourth Holy Grail War, which is basically just the events of Fate Zero. I'm not going to spoil what happens in it. And finally, we have the Grand Sugar Daddy that birthed everything we're talking about. The fifth Holy Grail War.
Oh, this is
the events of Fate's Stay Night.
So this is the first series. We are halfway through the video and we just arrived at the first series.
Hero fighting in it using the power of friendship and fucking. I mean mana transfer.
What?
And this CG dragon still haunts my nightmares. What's important is that this war has at least 3 different timelines because the original Fate Stay Night was a visual novel with 3 different routes. You got the Fate route, Unlimited Blade Words, and Heaven's Feel. Or to put it more simply, you got the
Why are they called Fate Unlimited Blade Works and Heaven's Feel? Actually, you know what? This naming convention is really cool. I actually like it a lot.
Saber route, the Best Girl route, and the Sakura route with extra fucking, I mean mana transfer.
What?
But it doesn't stop there, because next we got Fate Hollow Ataraxia, which is kind of like a sequel to Fate Stay Night because it takes place 6 months after the events that happened in there. So you may be wondering which one of the 3 routes it follows, and...
Yeah, I'm gonna make a guess. I think it's the... Well, I feel like the Fate route must be canon because it's called the Fate route. Maybe I'm an
The
idiot.
answer is...
What?
yes. So
Oh, okay. Wait, it can't follow all of them, can it?
one of the main girls from Fate Stay Night, Rin, is doing some magic experiments, and she does a little bit of an oopsie, and completely fucks up the space-time continuum, merging all parallel universes.
It happens sometimes.
And I know what you're thinking, this doesn't sound like a little oopsie, this sounds a bit more like a big oopsie. But it's all good because she looks great in thigh highs. So we're following this maiden Jet who was dead off screen in the original Fate Stay Night, and she is now alive along with Angramayu, aka the Angry
Well, we don't have to worry about him because he sucks, right?
Mango. And they're stuck in a Groundhog Day type time loop, living the same 4 days over and over, and she has to find a way to escape without fading from existence.
time loop.
Because she was
A time loop might be actually the worst possible curse that you could have. You don't even get to die. You just spawn at the start of the time loop again and again and again for eternity. I would rather be buried alive, and that is my greatest fear.
originally dead, and I guess people die if they don't exist. Since most of this takes place in a time loop, this is basically just Fate Re-Zero Edition, so you can essentially just call it Fate Zero. Wait. And you know what? That's
Wait, wasn't there already a Fate Zero that happened before this, though?
basically everything for the flagship Fate series.
Okay. We did it. All right, that was straightforward. Okay.
That was pretty simple, right, guys?
Yeah,
What are we
that's not that bad. Oh, hello. What's all this then?
Of course, we are going to have to fill this timeline in with all the other Fate media out there. So,
Okay.
let's do the time warp again.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. There is the 5th war. There are 3 different possible versions of what could happen. They collapse in on themselves and they're stuck in a time loop. Obviously, eventually the time loop gets broken and we all live happily ever after, and we just fit this stuff in wherever it goes. So it's gotta be like pretty simple, right?
Oh my god. Alan, fucking cut that. Alright, so let's start with Fate Apocrypha. So the Fate Apocrypha timeline is exactly identical to the original timeline, except when we get to the Third Holy Grail War, where the timeline was like, you know what? Nazis.
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it was gonna be the bloody Germans!
Because of course it's the fucking Nazis. So the Nazis join the Third Holy Grail War, and instead of there being a winner, the Nazis steal the Greater Grail system. And so after that, a Transylvanian Nazi mage guy steals it from the Nazis again, and then I guess the Nazis go on to lose World War II.
And then D-Day?
Fast forward to the future, and somehow the entire world finds out about the Greater Grail system, and everyone and their dog tries to make a cheap imitation of it. And so because of this, the Transylvanian Nazi sorcerer guy vows to make the Holy Grail War great again. So he makes
Why?
the Great Holy Grail War.
Listen, we're gonna make it great again, better than it has been, better than anyone could possibly believe. We're gonna have the Great Holy Grail War. We're gonna make it better than anyone has. No one's had a Great Holy Grail War as great as this one, believe me.
I shit you not, this is what it's called. And so now instead of 7 servants, you have 14 servants separated
That's cool.
into 2 teams, red and black. That's right, it's a team deathmatch.
Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Team deathmatch! Stab it!
And so we get a season of red versus black, Mordred is hot, and a stealth will make straight guys question their sexuality and gay guys.
Wait, that's it. Listen, I have surpassed the need for gender. If summer is hot, then it's hot. I consider myself a straight man. That just means that I'm attracted to things that look feminine. If that's a man, who cares?
Their sexuality and gay girls question their sexuality. and me questioning my life choices for spending $400 for a dick. That concludes the events of Hitler's Day Night. Next on the menu, we have today's menu for Emiya family.
That's cool.
Did you see what I did there? This is, I think, just another alternate ending to the 5th Holy Grail War, where I guess nobody dies and they all just sit around cooking and playing volleyball and being happy, and this is canon, okay? They never explain where this takes place on the timeline, but I don't care. They're all happy, Akasha made it, it's canon. Like,
sometimes you just have to have a little bit of fun. There's nothing wrong with this, you know?
in my mind, this is the reality when someone just tried playing the Fate visual novel, but got bored 5 minutes after reading words and then just left and never came back.
Wait, really?
Sitting around having a gay old time waiting for the Holy Grail War to start. This is what happened. This is the reality where Sea-Dog VA tried to play Fate. Alright.
I know Sea-Dog VA is a man that is adverse to cutscenes, we'll say, or story, or reading, or anything that is not gameplay.
So I'm just going to make a Fate Stay Night bubble, and then I'm going to put Fate Tiger Coliseum and Fake Unlimited codes in this bubble, because they're just
sprinkle them in there.
games, and they're already beating the shit out of each other in the series anyway, so I guess these are just the filler episodes we never got to see. Then we got Fate School Life, which is kind of like a slice of life spin-off in the Fate Stay Night universe that also has Ataraxia characters in it, so I guess it goes here. Can you tell how I'm sure I am right now? Lord Elmaloy's Case Files.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they thought this out when they were making it.
This is basically just CSI magic that takes place after Fate Zero but before Fate Stay Night, starring Fate Zero's Waver. Except Waver's gone from Daddy Step on Me to
Jesus Christ.
Step on Me.
Look at this fella.
Alright, now we get into the manly shit. Fate DJ Khaled, line of Prisma Ilya, is a spin-off where Ilya becomes a magical girl. And instead of summoning servants, the magical girls can use these magical cards to channel the power of a servant. And also there's a
So they just get cool new outfits? That's pretty sick, to be fair. I've never understood the magical girl craze. I don't really know what it is. Is it just Sailor Moon, where you put an outfit on and you're super strong now? It's like Dragon Ball Z for people who don't like Dragon Ball Z.
magical talking wand, don't worry about it. Before I properly got into the Fate,
Whoa, what is that? Okay.
I thought that this was just an unrelated spin-off that had nothing to do with the main universe, but no. Not only does this directly diverge from the main timeline, but it has 2 separate universes within its own universe. It's a fucking Ilya multiverse. And the beginning of the Ilya multiverse doesn't even have Ilya in it.
No. Listen, if you're a magical girl, then you can do what you want. You just have special powers. You want to do that? That's fine. Make a multiverse. That's okay.
Oh god, I love you so much, Fate, but you just don't make things easy, do you? Alright, I'm gonna try and do my best, so stick with me here. The first universe is the one detailed in the movie Oath Under Snow, following this girl called Miyu, which is why we call this the Miyu-verse, because her name is Miyu and she's the child of God, don't worry about it.
What?
She's taken in by
Wait,
Shiro.
what?
Then they have another Holy Grail War, but not the usual Holy Grail War, but the Ainsworth Holy Grail War. Can you guess why it's called the Ainsworth Holy Grail War?
Did Ainsworth do it?
Because it was made by the Ainsworth. Shiro then said,
Okay. Wait, one god. He said god. So is there just one god in this timeline and there are multiple gods in the other timelines? Or was this simply referencing one god that this was a child of, even though there are multiple gods?
sends Miyu to an alternate universe, which we call the Ilya-verse, which is all sunshine and rainbows, where the 4th Holy Grail War didn't happen in Kiritsugu's Father of the Year.
Don't worry about it.
Cute
Okay,
girls doing
cool.
cute things, cute girls doing magical things, and cute girls doing each other. This is the
Okay,
universe where season 1 and 2 of Prisma Ilya happens, but then you have season 3, which jumps back into the Miyu-verse. And if
Oh, there's another Holy Grail War. Okay, so we go further in the timeline
you
then.
think that complicates the timeline, how about this little knowledge of nugget? So, in the original Fate Stay Night, Ilya is 18.
Okay, cool.
18. She's
Yes.
older than Shiro. But
You're right.
in the Ilyaverse, she's the same age as when the timelines diverge, which theoretically should make her the same age as she was in Fate Stay Night. But she's not. And the series makes it very clear that she is under 18. So
Why?
which is it, Fate?
Why, dude?
Which is it? I need to know.
No, that's just... What's going on, man? Why do they do this? Why do they do this in anime? It's like, this girl is a child! Anyway, here's a shot of her in the bath.
I would say don't worry about it, but I'm pretty sure the FBI are going to do that for me. Alright, moving the fuck on from this mess of a legal situation, you got Fate, also known as the Fate Extra universe. This splits off from the 3rd Holy Grail War in the Angry Mango timeline, where all the world's mana dries up because some kind of event. So in the 2030s, all the mages turned into hackers and they tried to hack the moon.
No, they made the Watch Dogs version of Fate.
It has a supercomputer on it that was placed there by aliens that they found. And so inside this supercomputer moon, there exists an entire digital world. And so the supercomputer moon is hosting a virtual reality Holy Grail war because it's actually alive.
Do they have the actual Holy Grail? Like, if you win, will you actually get the Holy Grail? Or is it just like a little funsies, little, haha, we got you, oopsies. Don't worry about it. Okay, yeah.
Do I read it out loud? Don't worry about it!
Okay, yeah, I get it.
Turns out the moon knows shit and you can hack the moon. And it also has Rin, Sakura, and Kirei from the original Fate Stay Night, but not the original Rin, Sakura, and Kirei from the original Fate Stay Night. What are you? Stupid? They're
Sorry.
Just characters who look, sound, and dress exactly the same.
No, you're right.
But
Sorry.
Different.
My bad.
Are you worrying about it? Because I'm not. So
I would never worry about anything.
Games, the Fate Extra Triple C games, and then you got the anime. Fate Extra Last Encore in its own separate timeline that...
Jeez, that's so far in the future. Does any of these motherfuckers win this Holy Grail? Does anyone actually go to Akasha? Has anyone gotten magic yet? I want to see what the magic does.
Takes place in the year 3000. And Rin's great-great-great-granddaughter.
Who looks exactly the same as her?
Fate Grand Order.
Oh god, you're not gonna make me break down Fate Grand Order.
Alright, now we're truly in hell. So
wait, is this the mobile game that everyone keeps posting about on my Discord server?
Fate Go is a mobile gacha game along with some anime adaptations where the first Holy Grail War never happened, the world is fucked for some reason, and you have got to travel back in time to various points in history to fix the fucking timeline. And every different timeline you fix is called singularities. Basically, imagine Fate Back to the Future, except there are like 7 sequels, all with different diverging timelines, and you're not trying to fuck your mum, you're just trying to fuck all the servants. Alright.
I wasn't trying to do the first one at any point anyway, so it's okay.
Right, so for simplicity's sake, I think it would just be easier if I just draw out the Fate Go timeline.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so cool.
And then here in its own corner, it's just Fate Prototype, which is Kinoku
Second Tokyo Holy Grail War? Wait, when was the first Tokyo Holy Grail War?
The original concept for Fate, where King Arthur's actually a guy?
What the hell? King Arthur's a man? Ugh, gross. Men? Get that out of here.
Get out of here with your dad.
Oh my god, he actually said it. He actually said
Some historical inaccuracies. So essentially, this is just a non-existent project because the only thing that exists is a 12-minute trailer that was made purely for fan service. Which is even more bizarre when you consider Fate Prototype Fragments of Sky Silver, which is the prequel to Fate Prototype. They made a prequel, a full light novel prequel to a 12-minute commercial. Like, do I really think Fate fans are that hungry for content? A Type Moon just sitting there being like, all right, Fate fans, open wide.
Okay, that's why is the liquid yellow?
And then this prequel to a project that basically doesn't even exist has a side story called Fate Labyrinth.
I'm gonna be honest, I came into this expecting it to be kind of complicated, but somewhat understandable. I'm a Warhammer 40k nerd, and this may be harder to understand.
Story. This is why Tsukihime fans are on suicide watch. You can tell that line was written months ago because, yeah, where the fuck did this come from? And all this would be a completely alternate universe with no connection to the original universe, but I shit you not, one of the characters has a dream that connects this universe.
Well, why? Yeah, I was gonna say, why is this universe not, like, connected to anything else?
The Fate Stay Night universe.
Okay.
Yep.
A nightmare?
It's literally canon by dream. Alright, I think we're getting close to the end. Next is Fate Strange Fake. This is a light novel series that takes place after the 5th Holy Grail War in America, where they do their own Holy Grail War with hookers and blackjack, written by the same guy who did Bakano.
Bro, someone needs to just win this. Like, the Holy Grail has got to be stored somewhere. It's in like a vault or a bank. Someone just got to go and get it and use it.
I don't know if this follows on from the main flagship timeline or is part of an alternate universe, but what we do know is that there's a servant called Watcher and it's literally just a fucking whale in the sky.
That's cool.
I'm sorry, I must have missed the legend where a fucking flying whale saves Earth. Does Free Willy count as a legendary hero of history now?
Finally, whales are getting there.
Red line. It's Tokyo in the 1940s. The Nazis are at it again, but this time so are the Japanese military. It's the Third Grail War with seemingly no other connections to any.
Wait, it's the... Hold on, wait. Oh no, it's... Oh god, it's the Japanese military in the 1940s. Oh no.
Grails, and it's a manga drawn by the Demon Slayer mangaka. We got Fate Requiem. Not a lot about this is known right now because it's not been officially translated, but what we do know is that it's set in the future after some kind of Holy Grail war, and somehow everyone has their own Holy Grail. And also there's...
Okay. Wait, everyone has one? Damn, they just give it to everyone. They want Oprah on it.
Servant called Voyager, who I guess is the Voyager space probe, except I have no fucking clue how a space probe becomes a servant, let alone a blonde Shota boy, let alone a blonde Shota boy space probe servant, and don't tell me to worry about it, because I'm not. Can you see how much I'm not worrying about it?
Don't worry about it.
I am not worrying about it.
What does Shota mean?
But seriously.
What does Shota mean? Shota is a Japanese slang term for a cultural version of a more youthful or childlike male appearance. It is used to refer to an attraction to young boys? What the fuck? What?
How the fuck? And finally, in a bubble within its own fucking dimension, is Carnival Phantasm, where all the Fate characters and other characters from Nasu's other works are just hanging out, I guess. Doesn't make any sense. I have no idea where this fits on the timeline.
This is just fun. This is goofy fun. Sometimes I don't think everything has to be on the timeline. Some things can just be goofy fun times.
Reality where Akasha got fucking drunk. And that's it.
That's not. Yeah.
The long version.
That's not bad.
Kinda.
Right?
Giga, what about the rest of the Nazi verse? You gonna do that as well?
Oh, that's a lot. That's too much, actually.
How about no? Originally,
yeah, that's a good idea.
A grand video where it talks about all the funny and ridiculous things I found out about Fate lore as a whole. But when I started it, I kind of realized I'm gonna need 20 minutes just to explain the fucking timeline. So you know what? This may just be the first part in a multi-series lecture from hell. Because the worst
Hold on, I mean, there's stuff everywhere.
Is that after going through all...
So what bloody happens in this? Or I guess we're not getting spoilers for what actually happens in the series. I want someone to use the magic.
All the timelines, after connecting all the lore, after spending far too many hours consuming Fate media and reading pages upon pages of wiki articles, it kind of makes sense. Oh yeah. God, this chart actually...
Listen, it may be a bit complex, but there's been things that are complex in the past. There's a main timeline. There are branches from the main timeline. There are some things that are just like off on their own little adventures. I think that's okay.
Makes sense to me. The entire timeline is actually the simplest part of Fate lore. Fate is just an all-encompassing hole that just gets darker and gloomier as you go down. People wonder what's at the bottom of the abyss in Made in Abyss. It's just the fucking entrance to the Fate hole. You want the real short version Fate newcomers? You watch either of these two, and then watch this, and then watch whatever the fuck you want. Or you know what? Fuck all this. Start with the spin-off series. Start with lesbian lollies kissing. Start with Fate MasterChef. Fuck. Start with the Dojinshis for all I care. Just ignore all the shitstorm going on in the comment section right now. The reality is,
I'm sure the comment section is fine. Look at this. Giga just proved that everyone would learn history if there was waifus in it. There are waifus in history, they're just not very good at drawing them.
It doesn't really matter where you start. As long as it looks interesting to you, then go for it. The problem is there's so many people who are obsessed with optimizing the perfect read and watch order that they forget that if you enjoy the experience and it gets you into Fate, then who the fuck cares what order you watch it in? Cause look.
Base, true. Listen, as long as you enjoy something, that's completely okay. It's been 2 years to make part 2. I don't think he's gonna make part 2. Everything is canon. If everything is canon, then everything is.
Aside, the Fate lore may be a convoluted mess to unravel, but it is an awesome franchise. It's a series that can have amazing fights with balls to the walls action and magical moments that cut deep into your heart. And then Thomas Edison shows up as a lion.
What?
Because
What?
you reach the end of this video knowing nothing about Fate, and this is the video that's convinced you to give it a try.
Sure, yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Sorry, no, you're right. I was dumb. I don't know why I said that. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry, Giga.
This got you interested in Fate?
Well, I thought it would be fun.
Oh, God, why didn't you just listen to me the first time and go with the short version?
Sorry.
You know what? Fuck this. I'm done.
Okay. No, it's okay.
Fate anymore.
I just want to see who uses the magic. Well, I understand Fate now, and ask me anything. I know the answer. I ask one thing. Ask me any fucking question on Fate. I know the answer. What is the plot? Don't worry about it.